Welcome back to a brand new reaction, and today we're watching the top 10 most evil British gangsters. Whenever I think evil British gangster, I instantly go to like the bad guys in action movies. Tell me I'm lying. Like, it seems like 9 times out of 10, you watch an action movie, the bad guy's gonna have a British accent. That's just how it is. Why? I don't know, but it freaking works. Like, those movies are always bangers. There's something about just having that accent and being the bad guy that just works so well. And these guys took it to another level, because those are movies. These guys did it for real. We're about to get into it. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Drop a like for more reactions like this. Go check out my other channel with me and my girlfriend Anna. We do reactions just like this one over there. Y'all go check that out. The link is down in the description. But other than that, let's get into it.
This list, we're looking at both individual gangsters and the notorious gangs themselves. The entries are in no particular order. Let us know in the comments which ones you have heard of. Darby Sabini.
Tommy Shelby. I missed you at my club. I was at the races.
Sabini.
Fans of Peaky Blinders will recognize the first face of many Blinders alum in this video. Darby Sabini is Tommy Shelby's nemesis in Series 2, but in real life, Tommy Shelby didn't exist.
I still haven't watched Peaky Blinders. Like, I really need to watch. I get comments literally every day saying, JT, you gotta watch Peaky Blinders. I just haven't gotten around to it. But you know what? I need to watch it. I really do.
Sabini was a British-Italian mobster based in London, who was primarily involved in bookmaking and moving stolen goods, the latter of which he was eventually arrested for in the 1940s.
It's like sometimes I smell something, but it's not a smell, it's just something isn't right.
And he really did come into conflict with other street gangs based in Birmingham. While he was noted for his gang committing nasty razor attacks, he was also an important figure to London's community of Italian immigrants, often seen to be protecting them.
Mr. Sabini, we'll do everything we can to deal with this man.
Deal? Did you say do a deal?
I didn't mean that.
The Hawkhurst.
Yeah, this is gonna make me go watch Peaky Blinders as soon as I get done with this. Like, I feel like this is just a trailer for the show.
Britain's south coast was once a mecca for smugglers, and the Hawkhurst gang operated throughout Kent and Sussex in the 18th century. Though this was a long time ago, they're still known for their violence, which includes the widely publicised trial of 2 members, John Mills and Jeremiah Curtis, for the horrific torture and murder of a man called Richard Hawkins. Curtis, though the evidence against him was damning, had already fled to France and escaped conviction. As well as murdering people they felt had slighted them, the Hawkhursts brought masses of contraband into the country in the form of valuable stolen goods like tea and rum. Bobby Cummins. Still alive as of 2023, Bobby Cummins denies to this day that he was a gangster in his youth. He was, however, involved in many crimes.
I'm about to say, he looks like he was a gangster. Look at him. He looks like he's done some shit.
He maintains a record as the country's youngest armed robber. When somebody turned on Cummins, perhaps out of continued fear, the police closed in, and he was convicted and sent to prison. Cummins has, however, turned his life around since leaving prison, and for years headed up a charity called Unlock, which helps reformed, convicted criminals. He's talked
good for you. Good. Gangster turn good. Let's go.
Openly about his history of violence and the murders he's been involved in. The Noonan Brothers. For over 20 years, between the 1980s and the early 2000s, Damien, Desmond, and Dominic Noonan
I think I've heard of
controlled
them.
Manchester's criminal underworld. They rose to power by controlling nightclub bouncers and security, but branched out into many other criminal enterprises too, including bank robbery and dozens of murders. The police spent years trying to put the Noonan family away, but they either evaded coppers or came out of prison even worse than when they went in. Damien died in 2003, and Desmond in 2005, while Dominic remains alive, though now imprisoned for over a dozen sex offences. His son, too, is serving decades of time for a car theft operation.
That whole family just needs to stay in there. Just lock them all away. Gee. That just shows you, though, like, how going to prison or going to jail can go, like, really one of 2 ways. One, you can be like the other guy who got out, changed his life around, started charities, and started helping other people to make sure they don't go to prison or they need to get out doing all the bad stuff. Or there's the guys that go in there and they're like, you know what? I kind of like it. I kind of like it in here. When I get out, I might not change my life. It's sad, but hey, that's how it works sometimes.
Blinders. Though they're a household name now, thanks to Stephen Knight's wildly popular period drama, the Peaky Blinders were, for a long time, a lesser-known Brummie street gang.
I think, Arthur. That's what I do.
See, I did not know that. I just thought that was just the name of the show. They were an actual gang? Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to watch it. I got to.
I think. So that you don't have to.
And they never reached the lofty heights of the Shelby siblings, all of whom are fictional. In reality, the Blinders were involved in bookie rackets and gambling, which would have included fixing horse races, much like Tommy Shelby.
Anyway, we're Peaky Blinders. We're not scared of coppers.
That's right.
If they come for us, we'll cut them a smile each.
Perhaps the most notable thing about the Blinders was their sense of style, with tailored suits making them stand out, as well as various signature weapons.
See, I low-key wish people still dress like that. Like, could you imagine waking up in the morning and putting on that fit and going and hitting the town? Dude, I'd feel like such a badass. Like, I could be a golden, outstanding citizen, someone who's never committed or even thought about committing a crime. But if I'm dressed like that, don't mess with me. Do not mess with me. I'm a badass.
Historians believe that the story about them sewing razors into their caps isn't true.
Crown of a prince.
What the heck?
Soon to be king, I'd bet.
The Billy Boys.
Jeez.
Also featured in Peaky Blinders, the Billy Boys of Glasgow were an extremely violent Protestant gang.
Hello! Hello! We are the Billy Boys!
Glasgow has long had a reputation for violent crime, and its large number of aggressive razor gangs in the 20th century is one reason for that.
We're after knees and feet and blood, surrender or you'll die!
Because of Irish immigration, Glasgow gained a large Catholic population, which led to religious, street conflicts between brutal gangs of Catholics and Protestants alike.
These gentlemen are the Billy Boys. And me. I'm Jimmy.
They were led by Billy Fullerton, who'd go on to be a notorious fascist figure in the UK, aligned with British Nazi Oswald Mosley.
I feel like back then, if you had a son and you named him Billy, you were setting him up to be some type of gangster. Every gangster I think I've ever heard of somehow has the name Billy, whether it's their first name, middle name, or a nickname.
Eventually, the Billy Boys and other razor gangs were dismantled by Glasgow police. Arthur Thompson. More Glaswegians. Like Bobby Cummins, Arthur Thompson has always denied that he's a criminal, claiming to be a businessman instead. However, Thompson has never tried to turn his life around or get a clean slate. You may now have heard him called the Godfather of Glasgow crime, a nickname given to him years later.
Damn.
His family were primarily involved in drugs and moneylending, and Thompson was numerous times the victim of attempted murder, though he eventually died of a heart attack in the 90s. Horrifically, he was, for a while, known to crucify debtors who couldn't pay up.
Jeez.
The Adams family. The Clerkenwell Syndicate was...
Wait, what? The Adams family? This ain't the Adams family, I know. I do have to say, the all-blue suit, he's got it on. He's got it on.
Was involved with every crime you could be thinking of. Everything from armed robbery to card skimming, and even, more surprisingly, art theft. Based out of Clerkenwell, London, the Adams family remains a powerful group, though nobody's too sure how powerful they are exactly. Their wealth may be in the hundreds of millions range,
Damn.
and they're believed to be heavily involved in drug trafficking. The police took years to put the family's leaders, Tommy and Terry Adams, behind bars, and somebody, believed to be associated with them, was behind the grisly Jigsaw murder of 2010. MI5 is still investigating many members of the syndicate. The Richardsons.
The fact that that was only 13 years ago is crazy to me. I know two Adams families, and that one's got to be the worst one of them all. Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na.
Active in London in the 50s and 60s, the Richardsons were the biggest rivals of the craze. They were deeply violent in their own right, however, and were known particularly for torturing people.
For the benefits of the jury, on whose behalf were you operating on this side of the river?
Come on, Charlie.
Begun by brothers Charlie and Eddie Richardson, They were eventually joined by one of the UK's most famous gangsters, Mad Frankie Fraser, a vicious enforcer who had his own reputation for ultra-violence.
Oh, Charlie Richardson said we're to knock the granny out of you, Reg.
They were eventually tried in a widely publicised torture trial in 1967 and sent to prison, though Charlie escaped for a while. The Richardsons and the Krays had paid off so many coppers that the government had to enlist police forces outside of London to go after them.
Damn.
The Krays.
Sit down. These are the Kray twins. Ronald and Reginald.
No, that's just Tom and Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy is literally the perfect person to play a British gangster. I mean, he looks like the most British of the British gangsters. Come on. I've actually heard of this movie. I need to watch this. This is probably pretty good.
Even with the likes of the Peaky Blinders on the scene, Ronnie and Reggie Kray remain, indisputably, the UK's most infamous gangsters. The Kray twins ruled the East End of London for roughly 10 years, becoming a force of nature in the capital.
There you go, mate. Good?
As well as conducting their joint criminal enterprise, they rubbed shoulders with the rich and famous of the day, often entertaining big-name Hollywood stars in the upmarket West End.
No, go on, let him in, he's only little.
Things have got out of hand.
As well as perpetrating violent crimes themselves, including some horrific murders, they also had many equally violent enforcers to keep control of London.
Hey, before we start, got a little joke for you. You'll love this one.
Bros, he's got dual-wielding freaking brass knuckles. He's got dual-wielding hammers. What the hell?
Paranoid schizophrenic who walks into a bar.
They were taken down by one dedicated detective and lived out their lives in separate prisons.
Wow. Alright, I know one thing. That movie and Peaky Blinders are on the watch next list. Alright guys, that is going to do it for the top 10 most evil British gangsters. Hey, I don't know why, but I was expecting all these to take place in like the 1800s. I didn't realize that, hey, gangsters can be around today too. It's kind of weird, kind of crazy that stuff's happening. If y'all want to see more reactions like this, let me know by hitting that like button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you go out today, spread love, spread kindness, do something nice on my day. I love you guys so much, I really do. Just your reaction, I'm out. Peace.